So as you know, that carbohydrates in the human diet are pretty much the most prevalent source of energy you get there. So they mainly consist of starches. So we eat things like potatoes, bread, cereal, pasta, rice, cake, things like that. So starch is actually digested in two ways. So first way, it's digested into maltose, which is a disaccharide. And maltose is then digested into the monosaccharide glucose for absorption. Lots of different procedures that it has to go through. So you first get your mechanical digestion in the mouth, but then you have so stage one is your salivary amylase, and that will digest a little bit of starch in there. Very little actually happens in here, and that will pretty much be denatured once it gets to the stomach. So the amount of time you're chewing, the longer you chew, the better the digestion, essentially. So if you wolf it down, it's not going to have any effect, really. It does help to clean the mouth of starch as well. So the amylase is always going to be in your mouth, and it stops bacteria and things like that. So that will sort of break it down a little bit into maltose. The rest of this then happens in the duodenum. So that comes from pancreatic amylase. That is secreted into the duodenum, and that will be digested into chains of 2 glucose units, essentially. So that will just be maltose. Glycogen can also be digested here. The rest of it then, the disaccharides, are digested by things like maltase in the duodenum. So we call them disaccharidases. That's an ileum. Can't spell ileum. And they complete the rest of that digestion down into glucose. Okay. Depending on the disaccharide that is actually there, it's actually present. So you should know that maltose gets digested by maltase into glucose. Sucrose gets digested by sucrase into glucose and fructose. And lactose gets digested by lactase, inventive, into glucose and galactose. Okay, so that's the stages in your small intestine, in your salivary amylases as well, in your mouth, that digest carbohydrates.